Hello. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Siddharth Dave and today we are going to discuss about something related to the carbohydrates, right? Now friends, in this video I'm going to talk about the different types of carbohydrates, classification, nomenclature of the carbohydrates. Then I'm going to discuss about some of the functions of carbohydrate, then its optical activity, right? And different types of the monosaccharide, polysaccharides and disaccharides unit. Okay, and in the last I'm going to discuss about some of the functions related to the molecules which is said as polysaccharides, right? So friends, please watch this video till its end. So let us discuss the carbohydrates. Okay, now see, carbohydrates are the most abundant organic molecules in nature. They are primarily composed of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The name carbohydrate literally means hydrates of carbon. Okay, carbohydrates may be defined as polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketone. Now, friends, see polyhydroxy. Poly, it says many molecules, and hydroxy means having a hydroxy group, that is OH group, right? Now polyhydroxyaldehyde, aldehyde is having a aldehyde group, that is CHO, and ketones, if the C double bond O group is present, then it is known as the polyhydroxyketone. Okay, the term sugar is applied to carbohydrate which is soluble in water and sweet to taste. Now some of the types of carbohydrates, like simple, as you can say, complex. Simple yani made up of a single or a double sugar molecules, just example present in fruit and dairy products, right? Complex carbohydrates having a long chain of sugar molecule, for example, which is present in whole grains, legumes, and some of the starchy and non-starchy veggies, right? Now let us discuss some of the functions of carbohydrates. Now see, carbohydrates are the most abundant dietary source of energy, that is 4 calorie per gram for all organisms. Carbohydrates are the precursors for many organic compounds. Precursors, like they are involved in the synthesis of fats, amino acids, etc. Carbohydrates as a glycoprotein and glycolipid. Glycoprotein means glucose plus protein, and glycolipid yani glucose plus lipid. Okay, so carbohydrates as glycoproteins and glycolipids, they participate in the structure of cell membrane, okay, which is also known as the plasma membrane, which is present surrounding the animal cell, and they are also involved in some of the cellular functions such as cell growth, adhesion, for attachment, okay, and fertilization, right? Carbohydrates also serve as the storage form of energy, that is glycogen. You all know that food will be stored in the form of a glycogen in animal cell to meet immediate energy demands of the body. Okay, now coming back to the next thing, that is classification and nomenclature. Friends, carbohydrates are generally classified into 3 different categories, like monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, and polysaccharide, right? Monosaccharide, the mono itself says a single, okay, saccharide yani sugar, so single molecule, okay, of a sugar, that is known as the monosaccharide. Okay, now this monosaccharides, they are simplest group of carbohydrates and they are often referred to as the simple sugars. Monosaccharides, they are simple sugars. Okay, they are having general formula like CnH2ON, and they cannot be further hydrolyzed. Right, they cannot be further hydrolyzed because they are having, or they are made up of a single molecule of the sugar, so it cannot be further hydrolyzed. Okay, now monosaccharides generally they are named, nomenclature, they are named according to the presence of the functional group. For example, if the aldehyde group is present, then it is said to be aldose sugar. For example, glucose, aldehyde group is present. Okay, and if the ketone group is present, that is if the glucose molecule having a C double bond O group, that is ketone, then it is said to be ketose sugar. Okay, and the example is fructose. Fructose is generally present in the fruits. Okay, now when you see on the basis of number of atoms, the monosaccharides are known as triose if the 3 carbon numbers three carbons are present, it is said to be four tetrose. Sorry, when the four carbons are present, it is said to be pentose when the fifth carbon, and so hexose, heptose, like that. Okay, now coming back to the next thing, that is oligosaccharide. Oligo, it's a Greek word which the meaning of oligo, it's a few. Okay, and saccharide, it's a sugar molecule. So carbohydrates having a few sugar molecule is known as the oligosaccharide. They are generally divided into disaccharide, trisaccharide, and tetrasaccharide. Di, yani having a two molecules of sugar. Tri, oligosaccharide consisting of three molecules of sugar, and tetra, the oligosaccharide molecule consisting of four molecules of sugar. The examples of disaccharides are maltose, lactose, and sucrose. Right? Maltose is equal to glucose plus glucose, lactose is equal to glucose plus galactose, and sucrose is equal to glucose plus fructose. Okay, trisaccharide raffinose is the example, tetrasaccharide is the stachyose is the example. Now coming back to the third, that is a polysaccharide. Poly, the word itself says many molecules. Okay, saccharide, sugar. So when the many molecules of sugars, they are unite together through the glycosidic bond, because the bond which is present between the sugar, between the saccharide molecule, is the glycosidic bond. Please keep in mind these things, that between a two sugar molecule, which bond is there? Glycosidic bond is there between a two sugar molecule. Okay, when you talk about the disaccharide, tri, tetra, or polysaccharide, which bond is there? Glycosidic bond. Okay, now see, polysaccharide, they are generally divided into homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. Okay, depending on the number of depending on the types of molecule produced when the polysaccharide is hydrolyzed. Okay, that we will discuss later on in this video. But let us see the examples of homopolysaccharide. They are starch, dextrine, glycogen, cellulose, and inulin. Heteropolysaccharides are hyaluronic acid, heparin, chondroitin sulfate, dametan sulfate, and keratan sulfate. So friends, I hope you will get the idea about these classification and nomenclature of this carbohydrate. But still if you have any kind of problem, then you can do comment on, or you can ask. Okay, let's see monosaccharide. As I already told, single molecule of sugar, disaccharide, two molecules of sugar, and polysaccharides like many molecules of sugar. Right, now let us discuss some of the structures of monosaccharide. This is the structure of glucose. You can see the 6 carbon atom on the top. You can see CHO group is present, which is aldehyde group, right? And you can see at the bottom CH2OH. Okay, while the remaining atoms are attached like HOH, right? But only when you see the third position, it's OH. OH is left side. This is the another structure for glucose molecule. Fructose, this is the structure of fructose, which is a ketose sugar. You can see on the second number of the carbon, that is C double bond O group is there, which is a ketone group, so it's a ketose sugar. Okay, this is the another structure for fructose. Disaccharide, as we have already discussed, they are the sucrose, which is glucose plus fructose, lactose, glucose plus galactose, and maltose is the glucose and glucose. So as you can see, the two molecules of a sugar, they are joined together through a bond which is known as a glycosidic bond. Okay, and here whatever the bond which is there, it will be in the first position of a one sugar and fourth position of the another sugar, so that's why it's known as the alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Okay, now let us discuss polysaccharides. Right, now as we have already discussed, there are two types of a polysaccharide, that is homopolysaccharide and the heteropolysaccharide. Right, now when you see the homopolysaccharide, right, when we say about homopolysaccharide, when on hydrolysis, when the homopolysaccharide yields a single type of a monosaccharide unit. Okay, so that is said to be homopolysaccharide. Homo yani single type of a, similar type of a. So when you hydrolyzed in the sense that when you break down of hydrolysis, it's a breakdown of something in the presence of water molecule, right? So when you break down, when you hydrolyze these homopolysaccharide, it will yield a single type of a monosaccharide, for example starch, glycogen and cellulose, right? Starch, glycogen and cellulose, you know about all the starch, glycogen and cellulose, right? Starch, it's a polysaccharide consisting of many molecules of a sugar, and generally it's a form of food storage in a plants, right? Glycogen, the food will be stored in the form of glycogen in animals, and cellulose, generally they are the constituents of the cell wall, right, in a plants. Now heteropolysaccharide, when you say heteropolysaccharide, so when you hydrolyze or when you perform the hydrolysis on heteropolysaccharide, they will yield a mixture type of a monosaccharide or their derivatives. For example is mucopolysaccharide. There are so many examples of this mucopolysaccharide, and generally they are found in the clinical uses, right? Heteropolysaccharides are generally used in the clinical treatments. Okay, so just keep in mind. Now this chart is showing the some of the functions related to polysaccharide. Now when you see homopolysaccharide, right, when you are talking about the storage functions, so starch, it is present in the plant as a storage form, glycogen, it is present in the animals as a storage form. We have already discussed, and you also might be knowing about this storage polysaccharide, right? Now when you talk about the structural component or a structural things which is present, so cellulose will be a structural polysaccharide in a plants, and chitin is the structural polysaccharide in a animal. It means these are found as a part of the structural unit, providing a structural support or anything else, right? And when you talk about the heteropolysaccharide and mucopolysaccharide, so these are heparin, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid and keratan sulfate, dametan sulfate, right? In that heparin, it's an anticoagulant, prevents the blood clotting. हाँ, मैंने already अभी बोला है जैसे कि these heteropolysaccharide, they are generally used in the clinical treatments, right? Now see, this is the structure of the starch. Starch is a complex polysaccharide, right? And as I told, it's consisting of many molecules of the sugar. Starch generally consists of two types of polysaccharide, in which amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is the water soluble and amylopectin is water insoluble. Amylose is generally present in 15 to 20%, and amylopectin, it is present in generally 80 to 85%. Now when you see the amylose, okay, these are the glucose unit, as you can see in the figure, they are joined with the alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond, and when you see on the downside, that is amylopectin. So this amylose part of the polysaccharide is unite with the amylopectin through alpha 1,6 glycosidic bond. Okay, so this is a glycosidic bond with the first number of the amylose, okay, first carbon of amylose, and the sixth position of the amylopectin. Okay, so this is a starch, it's complex polysaccharide, as you know that it is a type of a food storage, right? That means food will be stored in the form of a starch in plants, right? Animals में glycogen होता है, right? Okay. Now coming back to the some of the uses of mucopolysaccharide, as I already told, they are used in the clinical treatments. Hyaluronic acid, right? Hydrates skin, makes the skin soft and smooth, reduces the linings and wrinkles, promotes the hair growth, reconstruct connective tissue. You can see there are so many uses. Okay, they are used in eye surgeries, corneal treatment. They are also used in the osteoarthritis, right, by injecting into the joint. So these are some of the uses of hyaluronic acid, right? Coming back to the next, that is heparin. As I already told, generally it is a anticoagulant. Okay, generally it is present in our blood also, okay, which is produced by liver, okay, which is an anticoagulant. That means it will help to prevent the blood clotting in our body, right? Generally such type of anticoagulant substance, they are also present in some of the insects also, huh? Like for example mosquito also contains some एंटीकोएगुलेंट, ओके, क्योंकि वो जब हमको बाइट करते हैं तो उनको एंटीकोएगुलेंट चाहिए, वरना तो ब्लड जैसे ही बाहर आएगा वो सक करेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, क्लॉटिंग हो जाएगा. सो दे आर आल्सो हैविंग. ओके, now see, as they are anticoagulant, they are heparin is used in deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, right? They are also involved in hip replacement, in vitro test tube, dialysis machine में भी heparin use होता है, right? Now coming back to next, that is chondroitin sulfate. These are also used in skin and health support, bone support, bladder function में use होता है. It will also used in the joint and joint health and functions, right? So there are so many uses. Okay, you can read these things in detail if you want, or you can take a screenshot. It's about chondroitin sulfate, right? Now coming back to next is dermatan sulfate. Okay, dermatan sulfate, it's a predominant glycan which is present in the skin, and they have a role in coagulation, cardiovascular disease, which is related to heart, right? Carcinogenesis. Okay, that means the things which induce the cancer. Okay, so they are helping preventing all this carcinogen. They help in infection, wound repair, and fibrosis. Next one is the keratin sulfate. It occurs in cornea and skeletal tissues, and it will keep our cornea transparent. Okay, so these are the some of the uses of the mucopolysaccharide, and you know that they are the heteropolysaccharide. Generally they are used in this clinical treatments. Okay, so it's all about this. Now coming back to next, it's the optical activity, right? Optical activity में क्या है कि generally optical activity is related to the asymmetric carbon atom. Now the question is arise, what is asymmetric carbon? See, when a carbon is said to be asymmetric when it is attached to 4 different groups or एटम, मतलब कि अगर एक कार्बन कोई 4 एटम या ग्रुप के साथ यूनाइट हुआ है तो उसको एसिमेट्रिक बोलते हैं, और जो कार्बन एसिमेट्रिक होता है उसमें ये ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी आती है. अब क्या है ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी में, क्या है कि व्हेन अ बीम ऑफ अ पोलराइज्ड लाइट इज पास्ड थ्रू अ सॉल्यूशन ऑफ एन ऑप्टिकल आइसोमर, तो it will be rotated either right or left. So on the basis of its rotation, that asymmetric carbon will be denoted as dextrorotatory or a levorotatory. Okay, if it is rotated in the right hand side of a plane polarized light in a clockwise direction, then it is said to be dextrorotatory. And substance that rotates plane of polarized light in a anti-clockwise direction, that is in a left direction, then that substance is known as the levorotatory substance. Okay, so it's about optical activity. Okay, as I told, the presence of asymmetric carbon atom causes this optical activity. Okay, this is a definition. When a beam of polarized light is passed through a solution exhibiting optical activity, it will be rotated either right or a left, and on the basis of it will be denoted as dextrorotatory. If it is rotating on a right hand side, that is clockwise. If it is rotating in a anti-clockwise direction, it's a levorotatory substance. Okay, now friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like my teaching, if you really like this information, then please hit that like button and make sure to hit this like button. Okay, because that inspires me to make more videos on such type of topics. Okay friends, अगर आप ये चैनल पे नए हैं तो प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा. थैंक यू सो मच. हैव अ नाइस डे.